When it comes to the truth, Juan Dixon is never on time. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Raphael and I'm here to review part 3 and the final part of the reunion to the real housewives who believe that their husband didn't do anything physical with their mistress. Of Potomac. So we start the last part of the reunion right where we left off with Mia and her box versus Jacqueline and her thesis paper from college. They're both threatening each other to expose each other with these receipts that they got. Jacqueline, she's claiming that Mia was never a boss, never a CEO of her company. It was all under Gordon's name and she was just there to serve steak and lobster and nothing more. Mia, she's looking at Jacqueline like, what are you talking about, Jacqueline? Like, I am a CEO, I am a boss. What do you mean? Jacqueline, she starts rummaging through her English paper like, hold on, give me 1 second, Mia, because I have a receipt right here that says otherwise. Give me 1 second, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Hold on, Andy. Give me 1 second. I know, I have a lot of papers right here. Hold on, give me one. Is this it? No, this is the receipt to that new jacket that I brought online. That's not it. Okay, here it is, right here. So this screenshot right here is a message from my mother that claims that you were never with her for Mother's Day. Huh, how's that? And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure, thank you for clearing that up, Jacqueline, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the receipt that we were all waiting for. You clearly just said that you were trying to expose Mia of not being a CEO, and yet you're bringing out a receipt of a different conversation. Again, thank you for that, but Mia, she goes on to expose herself again for the 100th time. Mia, she tells Jacqueline, yeah, technically I wasn't with your mother on Mother's Day, but I FaceTimed her for an hour. Changing the whole narrative again when it's in her favor. Like, Mia, you just lied just to lie at this point. Like, it's pretty concerning. And I do wonder, does she believe half the shit that comes out of her mouth? So she starts playing with her box. Not like that. Andy, he's looking at her like, oh, that's a cute bedazzled box. And isn't that a cute stage name / stripper name? Like, I can definitely see somebody say, oh, round of applause for our next performer, bedazzled box. Like, it's a cute name. So she starts playing with her box, trying to pull up the receipts on Jacqueline. Receipts for who knows what, just for this to go nowhere. She was just like, hold on, because I definitely have this box right here. Let's see, Gordon taught me how to open this. Hold on, how do you do this? Like this. Okay, so I have receipts in here. You know what? I'm not gonna go there with you right now. Again, just bringing props to the reunion just to bring props at this point. So Andy, he moves it back over to Jacqueline. So Jacqueline, did you have sex with Gordon? And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. It's only been 2 minutes into this last part of the reunion. Can we keep it classy before we get to the trashy questions? Like, he just says it so nonchalant. So, did you have sex with Gordon? Like, excuse me. Can I get comfortable on the couch first? Jacqueline, she starts rummaging through her math homework again. She was just like, did I sleep with who? Gordon? Mia's husband? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I never did that. So then Andy, he pushes it further and he was just like, wait a minute. So you didn't sleep with Gordon. Do you sleep with married men? And I'm like, well, damn. But did you though? Jacqueline, she goes on to say, no, I don't sleep with married men. No, I don't do that. No, I never did that. No, allegedly, I never did it. Now, do I believe her? No. But then he moves it back over to Mia. So Mia, why would you expose your best friend on this show by telling everyone that she's been sleeping around with married men? Mia, she tried to protect Jacqueline a little bit by telling Andy, well, you know what? I'm gonna let her have that one. And that right there let me know that Mia is not telling a lie when it comes to Jacqueline, but we'll never know, I guess. So Mia, she continues on by giving us information that we didn't need, unprovoked, by telling Andy, well, you know what, Andy, like, Jacqueline is the only one who knows about Gordon and his prostate cancer and, everything that he has to go through. And because of that, it caused him to not really, perform really well in bed because of his penis. And she knows that. So when she said, oh, I need some dick, I just take it so personal. Like, she was taking a dig at my Gordon and I just don't appreciate that. So that's why I retaliated like that. And I'm like, Mia, I promise you, nobody took what Jacqueline said about you needing some dick in that way in the first place. Like, was it just me? I'm looking at her like, we didn't need to know this. She just put Gordon's information on blast. I mean, again, thank you for that. But I don't know. I guess she was just being honest or whatever. But so Andy moves it back over to Jacqueline and he asks her, so do you and Mia have a sexual relationship? And did her and Gordon actually pay for your car? Jacqueline, she says that no, her and Mia are not sexual. They're just like sisters. And I'm like, sisters? What kind of sister relationship shares dick between each other? Mia, underneath her breath, she says, I take showers with all of my friends. Okay, so Jacqueline, she starts rummaging through her papers that she printed out at the local library, and she was just like, hold on, because I have receipts that I paid for my own car. Give me 1 second, hold on. Was it this one? Hold on, was it this one? No, this is the receipt for my breakfast this morning. No, that's not it. Here we go. This is it right here. You see, I paid for my own car. It wasn't Gordon. It was me. I paid for my own car. You see? See? I'm like, okay, thank you, Miss Independent. So that was that. And then I believe she starts going at it with Mia. And she was just like, you know what, Mia? She wants me to be underneath her, and that's just not happening. And honestly, Mia, I have my own business. I have my own house, unlike you. And I'm like, well, yeah, just kiss the whole friendship goodbye after that. I'm like, wow, Jacqueline. But I mean, then again, you know, after all the comments that Mia has been saying this entire season about Jacqueline, I'm not surprised that she showed up to this reunion pissed at her own ex-best friend and trying to take low blows. At this point, I mean, it's well-deserved. Andy, he was just like, well, you know what, Jacqueline? We need to get ready for boring, sleepy Charisse. She's coming out soon, unfortunately. So, you know, thank you for being here. And, you know, I hope that there's some type of, you know, rekindling between you and Mia. Both of them, they say no. But Mia, I'm not sure if you've been keeping up with what she's been tweeting. She went on to apologize to Wendy and Peter Centerpeach Thomas for putting it out there that they were messing around when clearly it was a lie. Ooh, shocker there, a lie coming out of Mia's mouth. She went on to apologize to Gordon for dragging him into this because him and Peter, they got into it as well on Instagram, I believe, over the last couple of days. And then she apologized to Jacqueline. She said, oh, I apologize to my best friend, Jacqueline. I should have been there for her emotionally. You know, I should have been there for her when she was going through whatever she was going through. Hopefully, you know, in the future, we could rekindle something. Because now, and this is the funny part, now Mia allegedly is going through an emotional healing journey. And I'm like, do they serve steak and lobster there too? Okay, Mia, sure, whatever. Let's see how long that lasts for. So Andy, he tells Jacqueline, okay, Jacqueline, well, hopefully we see you for season 8. I'm not sure yet. It's looking kind of all over the place right now with this cast, but regardless, it was nice seeing you. Jacqueline, she gets up and, you know, first of all, Jacqueline, she should have stayed there for the rest of the reunion, honestly, or at least until the husbands came out. So that way, Andy, when he has Gordon, Mia, and Jacqueline right there present in front of each other, he could ask them all directly. So were all three of you fucking? I want to know. You know, but he just let her go. And honestly, Jacqueline, you're way better than me because absolutely not. I would have done anything. I would have said anything. I would have thrown out anything just to remain on that couch for the remainder of the reunion because, you know, I'm looking nice in my dress. Like, no, I'm not coming out here for 10 minutes and then you're replacing me with sleepy Charisse. Absolutely not. I would have told Andy, wait, before I go, I have one more thing I have to say. I'm Juan's mistress. I would have said anything to secure my spot. And as for my third and final reunion look, I decided to go with something more Wendy inspired this week. So yes, take a good look at all of these peacock feathers. Yes, look at them. Look at them. I feel the spirit of Wendy coming through me. And I might even go get 5 degrees after this review. And if I just noticed now too, for my nails, you know, I think that right now what you see is like blank, but my nails are green. It's like a neon green. And I did not notice, oh, when I actually film for YouTube, my nails are gonna disappear because it's behind a green screen. So yeah, I'm gonna put a picture of here of what my nails actually look if it looks crazy on camera. But yeah, that's the explanation there. I'm such a dumbass. So Sleepy Charisse wakes up from her slumber backstage. She comes out and of course we need to talk about her look. So her look, you know, her look was looking. It was definitely a look. I like the shoes and the earrings. I'm not a fan of the dress. The hair is cute, but overall, Charisse just looks like she was 2 seconds away from separating two people that were dancing too close to each other at a high school dance. Like, no, guys, you need to follow the rules. Separate yourself, separate yourself. So then the disrespect, right? It gets disrespectful because they bring her on stage. On top of that, they give her the second chair right next to Giselle. If I was Ashley, I would have sat there and looked at her like, I'm not moving over, so I don't know where you're gonna sit, Charisse. I'm not moving over. You're a friend of the show. I'm a housewife, so I'm sorry. If I was Wendy, I would have also looked at her like, yeah, I'm not moving over either. So there's some space right here. You can sit on the edge of the couch, but overall, Charisse, I'm not scooting over for you. Like, I'm sorry. Honestly, Charisse, she should have been sitting. Let's see, if Mia's sitting over there, you're sitting over. I think that Charisse honestly should have been sitting at home. But she sits down. Andy was just like, oh, Shasha, you're here. So tell us what's been going on. Charisse, she goes on to explain, well, Andy, last time that I was here, I was going through a divorce. And I managed to get 50-50. 50-50 and yeah, fucking bitch Karen. Oh, we're not talking about her yet. So yeah. So yeah, are we done? Can I go back home? I'm like, Charisse. Karen was kind of annoying this whole entire reunion. I mean, she was basically doing what Kyle Richards does every single episode on Beverly Hills. Like, she was trying to be a meme and a GIF so badly. I mean, every 5 seconds, Karen was just like, like, for a second, I thought she was gonna become like the Exorcist and her head was gonna go around in like a 360. I'm like, Karen, relax. We get it. You're trying to be a meme. Enough. Like, so Andy starts asking Karen, why is she not friends with Charisse after she showed up to her mother's funeral? And I was with Karen. Like, Karen doesn't owe anything to Charisse just because she decided to show up. Like, yeah, it's a nice thing to do. It's a respectful thing to do, I guess. But you're not gonna guilt me into a friendship that I don't want anymore with you. Like, let it go. So Karen, she told Andy, oh, well, you know what, Andy? I respect what that lady sitting right next to you did, by showing up to my mother's funeral, but I don't feel like discussing this anymore. I respect it, but that's that. I do not want anything with Charisse. If Charisse wants to buy a candle for me, okay, I might give her a discount. But other than that, I don't want anything to do with that woman anymore, okay? And I'm like, okay, so that's then Andy. I think he had to make it very clear, like, the reason why we brought Charisse back was not to, try to take you down, Karen. We just brought her back just to bring her back. And I just don't understand why, though. Karen, she was just like, yeah, I'm a little suspicious about it. Even on Watch What Happens Live, she said, yeah, I feel like the reason why the production team and Andy even brought Charisse back was to try to get dirt on me or to try to, get me to have a storyline because all I do is talk shit in the confessional and not in person. So maybe that's it. And Charisse wants to give her input on it. She was telling Karen, well, you know what, Karen, we were friends, at some point. You said that we were not friends for 5 years, but, last time we were together, you invited me to your Ladam thing at the mall. Hold on, give me 1 second. And yeah, you invited me to your birthday party as well. You invited me to your birthday party as well, so I was there too. So then Karen, she was just like, first of all, Charisse, I did not invite you to my birthday party. I did not invite you to anything. That was all Matt. Matt was the one that asked me, and I was just like, okay, sure, whatever. And that right there, I don't know, Karen. I don't know how to feel because Karen, she swore up and down all through the season that she has never talked to Charisse for 5 years, but yet she was at your events, your birthday party, and then your other La Dame event at the mall. So which one is it? Did you talk to her? Did you not talk to her? Which one is it? I'm not understanding. So then they started talking about these rumors of what Karen was allegedly doing in the bathroom or whatever. Karen, she was too classy to say, what she was allegedly doing in the bathroom. Which was screwing the co-workers or whatever at the club. So then Charisse was just like, well, there's a lot more stuff that I didn't actually... There's a lot of more stuff that I didn't say about Karen. There's a lot more tea about that. If you want to bring me on for next season, I'll say more. And I'm like, Charisse, please. I'm like, sure, whatever. So then I believe he brings it over to Mia. Like, Mia, you were talking about these rumors that Charisse was talking about Karen, right? Like, didn't you know somebody or you said something like that? Mia, I don't know Mia was thinking about lobster because Mia was just sitting there like, la 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 la, uh-huh. What? Oh, we're doing that right now? What? What was the question? She was caught off guard, and I'm like, this came out of your mouth, so yeah, we're questioning Andy. He was kind of pissed. He was just like, yeah, is this microphone on? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Like, the fan question said, what about the rumor that you heard about Karen? Mia didn't know what to say, so she just started saying whatever. She was just like, Well, I mean, the rumor about Karen, hi Karen, hi Karen, I love your dress. It's just, well, actually, I don't want to reveal this person. What do I say? They're a family member. Like, Mia is such a joke. It is almost hilarious. I'm like, what? So now it's a family member, Karen. She was pissed. She was just like, Mia, let me know who the person is. I'll actually give it over to Andy so Andy could give me the name so I could sue them because I'm not going to sit here as the Grand Dame of Potomac and let people disrespect me 24/7 and accuse me of screwing so and so and so. Absolutely not. I have a reputation to hold and I sell candles and I'm not going to let that happen. So I'm going to sue them. Mia, she was just like, I mean, it's just a rumor. I mean, it's just a rumor, Karen. So if it's just a rumor and you say it never happened, so I mean, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter because look, Wendy, she was accusing me of, screwing somebody for lobster. And look, I mean, I don't really care. Wendy had me dying because Wendy was just like, oh, don't forget the shrimp scampi too. Wendy and her side comments were hilarious. But I mean, Mia, no, you can't just throw it out there. You can't throw out these lies and these rumors or whatever just because you want to have something to talk about on this show. Like we said in last week's review, like enough with that. Like Andy starts talking to Robyn about her marriage and Robyn says that her and Juan are happily married. That her and Juan are good, they're fine, their wedding was nice, he's happy, she's happy, they're both happily married, right? Allegedly. And then she drops the bomb by saying, oh yeah, we have a prenup, but it's 50-50. And I'm like, all right, I could handle Ashley and her foolishness to the zombie Michael, but now you too, Robyn, you too, like, okay, I get it. You have a 50%, with your hats, whatever else you sell, but what is his 50%? Like, what? Even sleepy Charisse, she woke up from her sleep on the couch and she was just like, wait, you said 50-50, what? 50-50? Even she was shocked. I'm like, what? And then on top of that, she says, oh yeah, we don't have an infidelity clause because I don't know, what about me? What if I mess up? And I'm like, so you're basically admitting that you're willing to cheat in the future? Like, what? Like, that just sounds crazy. Like, Robyn, and it's crazy because Robyn is sitting there knowing that Juan allegedly had cheated on her already like a year or so before, and yet you still don't put that clause there. Like, so then Andy brought up the lawsuit that Juan is involved in when a student tried to report to him that something happened between them and the coach, and Juan, he failed to report it. And long story short, Robyn, she basically pulled the Erica Jane, and she was basically like, what victims? Like, if I was Robyn, and I get it too, because it's all legal and everything, you can't really say too much on camera without, basically incriminating yourself. But it's just like, Robyn, you were basically trying to say that, no, everything that the victim is saying is basically a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of lies, so it's still pending. That's what she was basically trying to say, or at least that's what I took it as. Because even Andy was just like, so wait, Robyn, you're not trying to say that what the victim is claiming to be is not true, right? Robyn, she just repeated herself again. And again, I understand it too, because legally, she can't really say much. Just like Erica Jane, she couldn't say much. But at the same time, you can't say, oh, so and so and so is not true. Because again, we don't really know that for a fact yet. So Robyn, just, all right, whatever. And then you still married this man like this? Like, did you know that this was coming up? So then Andy asked her a fan question. Samantha from Texas wants to know, why was your family fun day so cheap looking? Oh, there's more. Cheap looking and low budget. Oh, there's more. Cheap looking, low budget, and the worst event in Housewives history. Oh, there's more. Do you really believe that Juan left his credit card at the hotel and okay, so we're not gonna ask that last question. So yeah, Robyn, what do you think? So then Robyn, she goes on to say, oh yeah, it was pretty bad. And then Wendy, she was just like, yeah. Wendy, to me, was the MVP of this whole entire reunion. Like, I loved everything that was coming out of her mouth. So then I believe Andy, he asked Robyn, so Robyn, you said, you were telling, Candace that, oh, you should bring over Wendy's kids to my event without actually having Wendy present. Would you have done the same thing if it was the other way around? And then Robyn is just so full of it. Robyn, she was just like, I would definitely allow that to happen. And I'm like, Robyn, no, you would not. Like, that is crazy. Like, you really want me to believe that you will actually let your children go over to Wendy's house without you there? Like, that is crazy. And then Wendy, she tries to explain to Robyn, like, Robyn, no, like, you know you're playing dumb. You know you would not allow that. That sounds crazy. Why would I give my kids over to Candace when my kids were never, spending time with Candace one-on-one, privately, over to you? I don't know how you're going to treat them. And I'm not going to say that Robyn is going to treat them badly, like not feed them or anything. But it's just like, if you're holding a grudge to Wendy, I can only imagine that there's going to be some type of bias, or hopefully it wouldn't, some type of bias over Wendy's kids as well. I can only imagine that. And I wouldn't want to see that too on camera. Like, that would be horrible, but Robyn, full of it. So then the husbands come out. Most of them, they all take their seats behind the couch. Andy, he starts it off with Eddie by asking him, so how do you feel about Deborah saying that you're happy, Eddie, that you were so flirty with her by being so happy? Eddie, he was just like, it's whatever, as long as it's not bothering me or Wendy, it doesn't really matter. And I'm glad that he doesn't really take these accusations seriously. Like, Deborah, just a complete joke. So then he moves it over to, I believe, Gordon. Gordon, how do you feel about Mia and her health scare and everything that she was going through? And, I'm glad that Mia is good, and I'm glad that she's safe and everything is fine with her health-wise and everything is good. But Gordon and, his speech and his tears, I wasn't buying it. I'm sorry, but Gordon, he goes on to say, well, Andy, it was really tough. And, I'm glad that Mia, when we went to the hospital and the parking lot and everything is just, hold on. Everything is good between me and my wife. I'm just glad that she is safe and healthy and I love her. I'm just glad, okay. Just remember that, okay. I'm just glad that everything is good between me and my wife, and I'm glad that she is safe and healthy. I'm like, okay, Gordon, okay, whatever. He was kind of falling off the script at the end, and Mia, she had to jump in and like, babe, it's okay, babe. It's fine. That's enough. It's okay. You memorized enough. So then he moves over to Robyn. Robyn, where is Juan? Robyn, she had nothing to say. All she could do is just adjust her dress for the 100th time. Like, Juan, he's at work right now. Yeah, he at work tonight. Sorry. Yeah, that's why. I'm like, that is crazy, Robyn. Like, you literally just got married to this man and he couldn't even make it to the reunion. Like, that is so sad. And honestly, Robyn should not come back for season 8 if Juan is not going to be a part of her storyline, or if he's not going to show up to the reunion or show up to like at least every single episode that she's on, because it's not fair that everybody else on this cast has to have their husband present in front of all these cameras, yet Robyn just gets to skate by with maybe like 1 or 2.5 episodes of Juan being there for 30 seconds and then he disappears. It's not fair. Like, they're all getting paid. He moves it over to the grand dame himself, Chris, you could just tell that he is pissed off. There is smoke coming out of his ears. Andy didn't waste any time getting this conversation between him and Giselle on the go. So as Giselle is trying to explain this whole situation and what made her feel uncomfortable, she's going all over the place with her words and not really getting her point across directly. Chris, he's losing his temper. All of a sudden, he just freaks out on Giselle and he's like, spit it out already, Giselle. I have gone through months of torture because of this whole situation. I have lost jobs, clients. I have lost so many things because of this whole situation. And now I want to answer from you directly. So stop beating around the bush and tell me directly, what did I do to you? Giselle was caught off guard, so she told Chris, I'm trying to explain to you, but you're cursing at me and you're yelling at me. We're not going to do that. And I don't like seeing men screaming at other women like this, but I mean, Giselle, you tried to ruin this man's reputation, his image, his job, his work, his clients, his everything, just for a TV show. So of course, nobody's going to come up to you and just try to baby you like, hey, Giselle, why did you do this? Of course he's going to be pissed off. So Giselle, she was trying to get her point across. Chris, he was trying to get his point across. And honestly, I'm just so confused about this whole situation, because now I believe the new stipulation is that Giselle, she was in her room with a bathrobe on. The door apparently was open. According to Chris, Giselle, she swears up and down that no, it was not. Chris, he was just like, no, that is the case. And again, we'll never fully know the whole story. And Giselle, she goes on to say, oh, well, the only reason I brought it up was because of Ashley, when she told me that you tried to slide into her DMs at 2 o'clock in the morning. And, just a hot mess. And again, I don't want to invalidate Giselle's feelings, because she is still valid to her feelings of feeling uncomfortable, because we won't fully ever know the truth. But we know Giselle, to do this every other season. And I hate even saying that because it almost sounds like, oh, we're not going to believe Giselle because she has a history of doing X, Y, and Z. And I said this before. And what if this is the one time that she's actually telling the truth? That's why I feel guilty just even going against what she's telling Chris, because I want to understand both of them. But it's just like, Giselle, you chose the perfect opportunity to do this on camera. So Candace had enough. So she tagged herself in. Listen, Giselle, you and your gutter snipe bitch ass will not talk about me and my family. And I'm like, gutter snipe? First of all, I didn't know what that was until I Googled it. And I'm like, wow, bitch ass too? It had me like, well... I mean, you can't even blame her. You can't even blame her, Chris, because yeah, you're like trying to like basically ruin their image and stuff and paint out her husband to be like this sexual predator or whatever who was coming on to you trying to be your sneaky link. So again, what does Giselle expect? So I wasn't mad at Candace or her reaction or the way she retaliated or whatever. At this point, there's no rules. All the rules have flown out the windows. Everybody has been accusing each other of rumors, lies, this, that, and the third, sleeping around. So at this point, what Candace says, it's whatever. It's fair game at this point, at this reunion. And Giselle is trying to twist this whole apology that Chris is trying to give to her in the DMs as a way of him admitting that he's guilty of something. And that's not the case. He's apologizing to you if he made you feel uncomfortable. Nothing less, nothing more. But Giselle doesn't see it that way. I feel like she sees it as, oh, well, you see, I didn't do anything wrong. I told you, or else he wouldn't be saying sorry to me in the first place. Candace wasn't having any of it, though. She looked at Giselle and she told her, you are a garbage human being. You have no soul. And the fact that you could sit up here and play victim is the reason why a lot of women don't come out in sexual assault cases. Because you could sit up here with your privileged white ass and say and do whatever the F you want with no consequences. And I mean, is Candace wrong? In my opinion, no, I don't think that she's wrong. I understood exactly what she was saying. I mean, I even replayed the clip a couple of times to see what everybody's else issue was with what she said. And I'm like, I understood what she was saying or what she was trying to say, I guess. But I don't understand why Mia, all of a sudden, she jumped in and she was just like, now, wait a minute, Candace. No, that is wrong. That is wrong for you to say that, she is white privileged. She is still a black woman. And yes, she's not trying to take that away from Giselle. Like, oh, you're not a black woman. She's not calling her a white woman or saying, oh, Giselle, you suck because you're light skinned. That's not what she's trying to say. And it's just so crazy. It's crazy, but it's not surprising that her or Ashley don't get what Candace is trying to say. Wendy, she tried to jump in it. At first, I was shocked at, at her stance. But then the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, okay, she just wants Candace to clarify herself a little bit better because she knows that with this group or with the audience or with whoever, people are going to take everything out of context, right? Like, oh, she's doing this. She's talking bad about so-and-so, this, that, and the third. Oh, if Giselle was to say something back to her, it'll be a problem. So I get what Wendy was trying to say. Candace tells Wendy that she understood what she told Giselle and she's not saying sorry for it. So Candace breaks down exactly what she told Giselle. Like, look, maybe my delivery was wrong a little bit. Do I take it back? No. But what I'm trying to say is that in sexual assault cases, like what we're talking about here, is that people like Giselle, light-skinned people, get treated differently than they do dark-skinned people in cases like this. Like people will favor Giselle more because of colorism, going back to the conversation from last week. So I'm not understanding why what's her name? Ashley and Mia were popping up like Power Rangers trying to defend Giselle. And notice how Giselle, she stood calmly like, yeah, I don't need to say nothing. I don't need to defend myself because I don't buy what Candace is saying. I'm going to have these two defend me. So it's just, again, they prove her point exactly to what they were talking about last week. Like, as soon as Candace says something, oh, it's too much. Oh, how dare you? And now, all of a sudden, Ashley and Mia, now they understand colorism, right? Like, oh, Candace, you shouldn't be talking about Giselle and, her skin and all this and calling her white, blah, blah, blah. But just last week, it was... no, I don't get it. No, I don't understand it. I was called this too, but again, they just pick and choose. So then we start talking about Karen's breast. I'm like, wait a minute. Can we ease into this conversation first? I feel like I got whiplash from the last conversation now to this. But Andy, he wants to talk about the naughty times of Potomac that they had this season, from the strip club to Karen's breast. He asked Karen, so Karen, I heard that you don't like your breasts being referred to as titties, right? Karen, she was just like, that is correct, Andy, that is correct. I do not like titties. Titties are for dogs. I am not a dog. I am a woman, so please refer to my breasts as breasts and breasts only, okay? So Andy was just like, yeah, that's understandable. So then he asked the rest of the group, so what happened that one night in Mexico between you, Wendy, and Mia. Wendy, she goes on to explain that, they basically, I guess they all got drunk and they all started flashing their you-know-what after dinner. And I'm like, oh my, oh wow. And Wendy said that they all agree that she has the prettiest you-know-what. And I'm like, oh my. And then I believe, and poor Ray too. Ray's just sitting there. He's so tired and everything. And then Andy, he gives him a little minute to speak like, okay, Ray, now's your chance to speak before you all go. So then Ray, he was just like, I'm really disappointed in all of you ladies this season. Like, this was very nasty. Like, it's crazy. It should never go this low. And I'm just really disappointed in all of you, like, truly. And he had me looking at him like, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry for whatever I did. Like, he made me feel guilty and I'm not even part of the show. Robyn, she brought up, what Karen, she said in Mexico, like, look, I know your comment about, him squeezing you and hugging you and, that your breast felt like it was going to the back of your spine or whatever. I just want to know, were you accusing him of sexual assault? And I mean, to a certain extent, that could be an accusation or at least alluding to one, the way Karen said it. I mean, she basically said the same thing that Giselle said, just a different, different man, different scenario, I guess. But Karen was just like, no, not necessarily. It's just he shouldn't be touching other women. And again, I just feel like Karen was really walking on eggshells with Robyn. Like, look, I know about Juan's other women, and I already told you that I know some information about her. So I'm trying not to put you on blast. So please keep it, calm. And then I believe she told her, oh, I got pictures on, Juan and this other woman that looks like me. And she was about to pull out her phone. Giselle was just like, oh, go ahead, do it. I'm like, well, Giselle, way to be a friend because you're sitting there and you know that there is another woman. So Karen might have some type of receipts. But Ray, he told Karen, like, no, it's not even worth it. That's that. Save it for season 8. That could be your storyline. So that was that. The men, they disappear. And then I believe Andy, he was just like, oh, instead of a toast, I'm gonna bring out a speaker. And I'm like, uh-oh, what kind of mess is he about to do? But then the song Insecure by Candace and Trina, I thought Trina was coming out for a second. I'm like, yes, but she didn't. It was just her song playing in the background. And for a second, I'm like, please, Ashley, don't get up and do a TikTok dance, because it's a slow song. And I was just waiting for Ashley to get up and rip that dress apart and start recording herself on the phone. Y'all seen that video of her, Mia, Giselle and Robyn dancing together recently? Mess. But, it was a cute little moment and stuff. And then the reunion finally came to a close. Oh, so we thought, because the song is playing, right? And everybody's kind of swinging back and forth. And then it kind of freezes on Robyn's face as Candace is singing, "'Cause you're insecure." Such a shady editing moment. Like, you could have stopped the lyrics somewhere else. But then we flash over to 2 weeks later. I believe on Watch What Happens Live, it was Andy, Robyn, from here, and Ebony K. Williams from The Real Housewives of New York. And I believe that this is Ebony's first technical reunion, right? Because her reunion got canceled because of X, Y, and Z in New York. But that's a different story. So then Andy, he starts asking Robyn all these questions like, okay, so this other woman, she lives in Canada, but, obviously Juan was talking to her. What about it? Please tell me more. Robyn, that's all I can say, Robyn. Robyn goes on to, she kept looking up. She was looking everywhere but to Andy. She was just like, yeah, so, I don't believe that it was nothing physical. It was nothing crazy. There's a light bulb that's missing up there. I don't believe that nothing happened between them, like nothing physical. They weren't even dating. It was just through social media. They were just talking, seeing how each other's day was. It was nothing crazy or anything. Yeah. And I'm like, Robyn, like, you can't be that dumb. I said it before, but I wish I would be this dumb for a man. Like, I wish I would. Like, I could never, but Andy, he's so confused. Ebony's face expression said it all. Ebony was just sitting there like, so is that reboot to The Real Housewives of New York happening? Because I want to be on it. She was sitting there so uncomfortably like, oh, I could never be her, but okay. But she looks nice in her green outfit too, though. And I liked what Robyn was wearing too. I'm like, oh, she looks good here. But Robyn, she continued on, and then they started talking about the hotel receipt. And then this is where Robyn lost me even more. She went on to say, oh yeah, nothing happened that was physical or whatever. It was one day she decided to fly out to Maryland. And she was there. She was dating a Ravens. She was dating some sports person, right? And I'm like, okay, so if she's dating somebody else, why can't he pay for the hotel? But apparently, Juan, he felt bad because she lost her wallet, so she couldn't pay for the hotel. She lost me again when she said that Juan felt bad. I like, you're telling me that Juan Dixon, the same person that he never feels bad about cursing you out on the show, never filming with you, never even showing up to the reunion, he has a conscience all of a sudden and he feels bad? He should feel bad that he's not at this reunion. Like, let's call out the real issue right there. But, apparently he just went to the hotel, he put his credit card down, and that was it. And then he walked away. And I'm like, it's just, I don't know. Then Andy, he was just like, so you don't believe that nothing physical happened between them at the hotel? Robyn, she was just like, no, I don't. I genuinely think that he just put his card down, he paid for the hotel, and he walked away. And I'm like, wow, like Juan saw you coming. Like, that is crazy to me. And I wonder if she truly believes this herself. Like, do you really believe what you're saying, Robyn? Like, it's just the more she kept saying, talking and talking and talking, the more I'm like, you can't be serious, right? But whatever, it's her relationship, it's whatever. And then I believe they started talking about Candace and the tweets that she was saying about her relationship and not putting it on, display for the cameras. Robyn, her excuse was, well, I mean, I was waiting for Karen to bring it up. And I'm like, Karen was the scapegoat for everything. Like, Andy would be like, so wait, did Juan cheat on you or no? I think it's because of Karen. Okay, but did he put the car down at the hotel and that's it? I think so, because of Karen. Like, everything that Robyn kept answering to, oh, because of Karen, because of Karen, because of Karen. I was waiting for Karen to question me about it on camera. Like, no, it shouldn't be like that, Robyn. Like, what kind of show do you think that you're filming on? Like, it's just crazy. And then she goes on to say, this was the nail in the coffin. She was like, oh, well, I wanted to respect the man on the show, so I wanted to respect Juan by not bringing this up because I know he has his own feelings. Andy, he was just like, oh, but yet you were so quick to put Karen on blast and say that she was cheating on him and blah, blah, blah. You didn't care about Ray's feelings then, right? Robyn, she had nothing to say. Ebony, she was just looking that way like, please get me off the stage. Robyn, she said, she came from my marriage first. I'm like, that, enough. So Andy was just like, do you get tired of defending your image or your relationship to the public? Robyn was just like, it was pretty sad what she said. She said, well, this is the life we chose. And that was that. And that's how the reunion officially ended. And all I can say is, Robyn, you really deserve better. Like, yeah, people can have their opinions about you, X, Y, and Z, but come on now. Like, you deserve so much better. You could live a life with somebody who truly loves you instead of, somebody like Juan. And I'm not saying that he doesn't love her, but to me, that's not love. Like, this relationship or thing that they got going on, it's not love. And if this is like a contract marriage just to stay together to be on the show, then he also needs to show up next season and stop letting you take all the heat from the audience, from your cast members, from Andy. It's not fair that all the husbands show up and your husband doesn't show up just because he doesn't like the drama. I'm pretty sure that none of the husbands on the show like the drama, yet they still show up to film. They still show up sitting right behind the couch on the reunions, unlike Juan. So it's not fair. So if he's not also going to be a package deal with you for season 8, then you need to exit. And that's that. But that's the reunion, everybody. And we are officially over with the Real Housewives of Potomac season 7. It's bittersweet. It's always bittersweet when a season of Housewives ends because now what? But so now in tradition as well, now we're going to talk, or at least I'm going to talk about like who should stay or who should go or what should happen for next season. So I feel like I said, Robyn, if you don't come back with Juan, you need to exit stage left because it's not fair that you're taking all the heat and taking all of this criticism, just you alone, without your husband who, allegedly did all of this behind your back. So that's that. I believe her or Giselle, one of them, they have to be split up. That's why I'm curious to see where Giselle goes with the Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip, the upcoming season. I'm curious to see how she stands by herself without Robyn. Mia, I would like to see her come back with Jacqueline because I feel like their drama is actually real. Like their friendship, relationship actually genuinely fell apart and it's not for TV, or at least I don't think so. Candace, I would like to see Candace back. Karen, Karen could come back, I guess. But Karen, I don't know. Karen I don't know, I feel like it's like this image. She needs to drop the image and give us like who she really is. I just feel like she's hiding behind this whole, persona thing in a way. I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, Carrie could come back. Giselle, Giselle, if she skips a season, okay. If she doesn't, then I don't even know if she does come back, how they're even gonna, well, we'll talk about that in a second. As for Ashley, she could go as well. I think that her games and her antics on the show has run its course, so she could exit stage left as well, and she's not even gonna be with a zombie anymore. And I would be interested to see her dating and everything, but it's just no, we need to split that clique up. As for Wendy, of course, she should come back. Jacqueline, give her a champagne flute. Charisse, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. For what? Like no. But I just don't know how they're gonna film season 8 or film whatever. I just feel like they need to take a breather. They need to wait a couple of months. Don't jump into filming like next week and 2 weeks. None of that. They need to take like a good maybe month or 2 months hiatus or something like that. And really think about what's happening, because I feel like everybody on this cast hates each other, and there's no way that they could fake friendships like this for next season like that. Like, I don't see how Candace will be around Giselle. I don't see how Wendy will be around Robyn or Giselle. Mia, Wendy, they obviously don't get along. Ashley and Candace, they don't get along. So it's just like, what kind of show are we gonna have? Are we gonna have another show full of just low blows, scandals, and rumors and lying to each other? No, that also needs to stop. Production team, whoever, Andy, whatever, they need to really do their job and actually hold the cast accountable. And that goes for all the cities, I guess. But for this one specifically, get it together. But that's that, and this whole season was a roller coaster, and I appreciate all of you for taking out your time to watch my videos, to watch my reviews, leave your comment, your love, your support towards my channel. Thank you all so much for supporting my channel. My channel has reached 3,000 subscribers, and I really, really, really appreciate all the love that you all give me in all of my videos. I truly appreciate that, and thank you to every single one of you for just taking out your time and just watching my videos and just watching the show with me. I appreciate that, but until next time, where's my Candace napkin at? Let me know what you all thought about this whole entire season and reunion as a whole, and what would you want to see for next season down in the comments. Bye, everybody. Bye.